Watch Jefferson climbs the ladder. Oh my goodness! Come
on! Welcome all to the NBA Summer League, a league that we all love for the past 4 or 5 years. The legend of Clockman, the legend of everyone, including Kurt Jones. Last year was a smashing success. This year, starting out no different. We just got a sweat on underdog too a little bit with these prize props, or these props too. So I don't want to spoil anything, but Kurt, how are you doing today, man?
I'm good. I wanted to watch the finish there. I know I'm pretty sure we got window more over the line for underdog, and then obviously just like 100% owned by a lot of us, especially when we got the Jalen Clark news. But doing good. This is like my crack. I've been like 2 o'clock was around, like, oh my god, okay, 2.5 more hours. We're here. It's like Christmas for us. It's like March Madness. I'm ready to get after it. We don't have much time, so I'm going to shut the hell up and get to it.
Yes, indeed. And if you don't know, we have free projections up on site. You can find them in the description of the YouTube channel. Summer 33, get access into our Discord. We were on the Wigginton news early, the AJ Green news as well. We got that about 15 minutes beforehand. We have a great community in the Discord, so feel free to join in. If you guys don't see me paying attention, I promise it's because I'm MMEing both slates. So I'll go ahead and get to it. The first game is the juiciest one on the slate, to be honest, Kurt. We got Portland and Houston. A lot of good players from this game here. A lot of stud potential with Shaedon Sharpe. We also got Scoot Henderson, Jabari Smith, Tari Eason. I mean, I'm going to have at least one of those guys, maybe even two in almost all my lineups. Kurt, what are you doing with this first game?
Yeah, so it's definitely got to be the premier one, especially if we might maybe get starters for it. I'm definitely have already made a build where it's a game stack of this game. You know, you go Tari or Jabari, then you go Thompson with Sharpe / Scoot, and then you throw in Darius Days for the cheap guy there. It's very, very good game to stack. Probably the best game stack, I would say, that we have here because we kind of know this is the most talented game easily. So probably the favorite stack here. I don't know if you want to get into rankings just yet, but I'll let you kind of give your 2 cents on some of these guys because you're familiar with Sharpe and a couple of these other dudes.
Yeah, I mean, you can go ahead and see here with our guys from Houston projected. I mean, we have guys like Tari Eason and Jabari Smith who, you know, they might not pop on the dollar, but these are 2 guys whose raw score could help you out a ton. You know, 37, 35.5. Jabari Smith actually had slightly better props on underdog. I factored those in too a little bit. I don't know if anyone saw. We'll get to Wemby in a minute, but Wemby had a 32.5 PRA prop, so that was really high. But 2 guys we're also going to check the box. I mean, these 2 guys right here, Naaman Thompson, I mean, you can't ignore him. I mean, I like guys who have come in with a lot of G League experience, and he's different, obviously. He's a rookie this year, but he did play in the G League, that Overtime Elite, right? Is it a G League, Kurt? Overtime Elite? You're on mute.
It's its own thing. So
okay.
They play like top high school teams and stuff like that.
So, yeah, there's another guy with a projection over 30. Then we head down to Portland, too. So Portland has a couple of guys you stare at. I mean, Shaedon Sharpe. I love second-year guys. I love Shaedon Sharpe's talent. The dude was really, really good toward the second half of the season. When he finally got usage, too, he was taking over. I honestly expect no different tonight. The only change is Scoot Henderson, priced about 900 more, also has very similar props to him on underdog. And this is where I'm kind of getting a little tripped up here. Shaedon Sharpe, Scoot Henderson, and then we can't ignore Jabari Walker, Keon Johnson, and even their draft pick, Chris Murray. So what are you doing with the Portland side?
Jabari Walker, I think, is someone who's really going to shine and take the next step forward here in Summer League. I love that guy in Colorado. Maybe it was a little bit early on him, and then like last Summer League. But that's all we did at the end of the regular season. I was like, okay, so maybe I wasn't. He had some great games down the finish. Not explosions, but some very solid games as a real-life player. I think we kind of see the next step as far as becoming also a good fantasy player this Summer League. So excited to get him. I really like the 2 4K options in this game when you're doing the game stacking is Darius Days and Jabari Walker. I feel like in the game stack you don't need more than 1 4K guys because we have some 4K locks later. But definitely one of those is for sure fine. I'm hoping Darius Days starts. Fully expect Jabari Walker to start. But yeah, so Walker's definitely the Portland cheapie there. And then how I'd rank Portland would be, I think I said in the playbook, Scoot's higher than Sharpe. Sharpe's going to be the bucket getter. I think Scoot's going to be the stat stuffer. So I'm going to go Scoot, Sharpe, Jabari. And I'm really, really low on Chris Murray. He's just not his brother. I don't know if people expect him to be. I have other places I can go. Even for game stacking, I don't really like Chris.
Yeah, so you got Scoot, Sharp, and then Murray if you were ranking studs, but you also got Jabari Walker up there as well for a great 4K option. I do want to rank
Keon's. Sorry, I didn't want to meet it, but if instead of playing like Chris, Keon Johnson's definitely fine mid fives for a game stack.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, his projection's not bad at all. When I was combing through it, a name that popped was Darius Days, and he's 4K. I didn't know what to do because I didn't know if he's going to start, and that was my main thing. I want starters in the summer league. I don't want guys off the bench, but if we do get word he's starting, definitely expect that 20 number to go up a little bit because he was a very good player in the G League. He was a stat stuffer, and some would say.
Days is out.
There we go. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you, Marcus Martinez. So Darius Days and Leclerc are both ruled out for the Rockets. All right. Awesome. So that's good to know. So that we can go ahead and rule out Darius Days, and I'll get that updated.
Jay Huff becomes in play for game stacks.
Perfect. So anything that it does for you?
Bumps up Jay Huff. I don't know what minutes you have him at, but bump those bad boys up. He's going to start now.
Jay Huff for sure. I'm going to get that update on the real sheet. I have this one alphabetized. Let's do Jay Huff as well. What's the next game that we got on tap? I mean, we can go ahead and spend a little bit of time on it. We only got 23 minutes left before lock. Let's go ahead and talk about the Nets and Cavaliers. There's a lock in this game, maybe even two for me. So what's the word on this game, Kurt?
So Cleveland, a lot to sift through. I don't really know what we're going to expect from them, but Mobley put up some good numbers in the G League, so I'm glad you kind of put that to my attention. I was really going to cross off this team, but then I was like, well, they priced him really correctly, and he had a couple solid games last year in Summer League. And I was like, well, let me follow it up. Let's see what he did in the G League. He actually put up some really good stats, and they kind of actually see him as maybe someone that can crack the rotation this year, possibly. So got some love for Isaiah Mobley. Sam Merrill is a bucket getter. This is besides Mobley, this is large field stuff. Every other Cleveland guy for me is just large field stuff, but Sam Merrill can go get a bucket. Sharif Cooper, it feels like he's clinging on for I really thought he would stick in Atlanta, but he didn't. So big opportunity for him, 7,200. He didn't hit a single shot last summer league. It felt like I kept chasing, okay, make a shot here, make a shot there. No, he missed everything. You got to think that changes, that he will be someone that will be aggressive, can win you a GPP in the large field stuff. And then Travers looked good to me last year, but he's priced out. So that's really the Cleveland side for me. And then Brooklyn, it's just David Duke. Raekwon Gray is just priced out and too much uncertainty to go with the rest of the team. So David Duke is a lock for me. I don't know how he's not a lock for anyone else. The dude's first team All G League. They didn't sign his qualifying offer, so he's out to prove that he can make this team.
Yeah, you're exactly right. When I saw Duke Jr.'s price for there, I was kind of shocked. I'm like, 4K. He stuffed the stat sheet in the G League. He's an NBA talent. He got minutes in the NBA. He's now on, his third or fourth season in the NBA. He's hungry. He's got a point to prove tonight. The fact that we got him for 4K, I mean, I didn't look at the pricing so much when I was first making it, and all of a sudden, he's the top guy in the sheet by a mile with point per dollar wise. And it's really hard to avoid him. I mean, there's some guys who maybe you can try and get leverage with, maybe hope the Nets only play him 20 minutes. But even then in 20 minutes, he has a great chance to, be optimal and pay off this tag. I mean, I'm using the salary a little bit tonight because we know these studs are going to play, like Scoot Henderson, Shaden Sharp, and those guys. But maybe in the next, few days or so when those are questionable, maybe then, you can leave salary and stuff. But tonight I'm using all the salary I can, and a 4K guy helps with that without a doubt. I do want to touch on Isaiah Mobley real quick too, because I noticed when I was just doing the thing, his stats in the G League were solid. He's going to be in his second year in the league too. I think those guys make a jump. You see it with rookies. They come in, they're built like college students. They're built like, they just got out of college and stuff. But then you have an entire year to use the NBA weight room, get on a diet, everything like that. You're NBA built. You get that energy for the NBA. And I think Isaiah Mobley is going to be a guy who shows up tonight. Great stats in the G League. That's why he's popping quite a bit. Anyone else that we're missing from this game, Kurt?
No, really. Let's save some time. Let's go on to the next one.
Perfect. Well, the next game is the one that everyone is going to have their attention on. And it's another one where, what do you do with Victor Wembanyama tonight? Wembanyama. I'm going to have to get used to saying that. Because
it's pretty easy. Pretty easy what we do with Victor. The field's going to play him. He's going to be way over-owned. He's came out and personally said that he's not going to have a large role here. Probably plays 2 games, probably plays around 15 minutes is what I'm saying. But he himself has been quoted saying that he's not going to have a big role. Hammer the underdog at 19.5 is point prop. I hammered the under. That's just insane. Like he comes out and says he's not going to have a big role. I doubt he's going to score 20 points. maybe he gets in this situation, he gets like 8 blocks in his 15 minutes or some shit. But like, nah, we're going to be way under. Be fully if he comes out and plays 25 minutes, yeah, he probably breaks the slate. I don't think that's going to happen. Brittany, did you watch the video of that? So there's a video out now of what happened, and it is kind of weird. Like, first of all, why is Brittany just walking up to someone? But like, that's just the whole situation was weird. And then the guy was just trying to hit her hand out of the way. But go watch the video if you haven't seen it. It's kind of funny. I feel bad that.
Are you victim shaming, Kurt? All right. Anyway, so I truly think so. The Spurs came out and originally said that Victor Wembanyama will not play in the summer league, right? That was originally the case, and then I think the NBA has forced their hand. Like, hey, this is a once in a lifetime, or once in a generation prospect. At least play him out there, especially for the first game for this 1-2 matchup. Let us market him as much as we can. I'm kind of with you. I haven't projected for 41 purely because of these prize picks and underdog props are so high. I'm with you though. I'm going to be underweight. He's someone that you could easily see playing 15 minutes, 2 stints, first half, second half, and then sitting the second half. I mean, that's a great thing. I think 55, 60% owned, maybe even higher. People are going to gravitate toward the name. There's a reason why people are playing this slate too. And a lot of it has to do with Wembanyama. But I do want to talk about, these other 3 Spurs that we have in play with Julian Champagne, Malachi Branham, and Blake Wesley. I mean, these 3 guys were shining in their, what was it, the Utah Summer League, or was it Sacramento? Which one were they in, Kurt?
I think they were in Utah. No, only 4 teams were Memphis, Jazz. Yeah, they were in Cali because they were with the Lakers.
Bet. Yeah, these 3 guys. Go ahead and talk about them.
Yeah, so this is where all the users are going to be coming from. Champagne's going to absolutely chuck it and be the guy that look to score. Branham can do a little bit of everything. And then Wesley will be the main facilitator and kind of do some other stuff. He will not be the scorer. I was surprised when he actually scored 18, but he'll be the guy that sets the stat sheet. You get him for 4,700. If the shots are falling, not that he shoots that much, I doubt he even shoots double digits, but if the shots are falling, it provides a nice boost, maybe like a 10, 6, 5, 3 steals type of stat line. My favorite's going to be Branham, though. Can do a little bit of everything, and he's not that much more expensive. I trust him that he can kind of have that floor of points. And then Champagne for the upside at 8K. It's the more balanced build you go because people are going to be jamming Victor, so that's probably going to bring Champagne's ownership down. Hopefully we see him getting 28 minutes instead of like the low 20s we saw one of the games out in Cali. But Champagne's going to shoot like 20 plus times. The guys was absolutely chucking college. Expect the same. I will have one of these 3 guys in every single lineup. I think you should as well. Don't even mind 2 of them as well because Charlotte is the worst team I have ever seen. They were borderline worst team I've ever seen last year. And then this year I've watched a quarter of both their games, and it's looked just as terrible. They're going to get pounded inside, pounded outside. They're going to get pounded everywhere. Mariah Mills style. They're terrible.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, we go ahead and I'll flash up to these Charlotte Hornet players here. Sorry, I'm doing a lot of things at once right now, Kurt, trying to get all these teams in real quick. But, I mean, Kai Jones, he popped off a little bit in the summer league. We know Nick Smith Jr. has a great potential. I think Arkansas was really there until he tore up his ankle, right, a little bit. Just had issues there. But they also just had a weird, I don't know, Brandon Miller's first impression was absolutely awful in those first 2 games there. And I don't know. I don't mind spending up for 9,900 for him, but I'm just kind of uncertain on any of these guys. I do like Kai Jones the most for 5,800, but other than that, I mean, it's just tricky.
Don't play Kai Jones. He's like a 0.5 fantasy point per minute dude.
Yeah, Kai Jones?
He's like 0.5 fantasy point per minute. Yeah, he's not like the other.
You give me his rebound prop of 9.5. I'm smashing the over button. I actually don't know the prop.
And he'll have 0 points, 1 assist, 9 rebounds in like 30 minutes.
I just saw some of these guys scoring in the Timberwolves.
You know what? The opportunity he has, the odds probably say that one of these games he has a good game.
Buchamp.
We just got Buchamp home. Let's go.
Go. 3 for 3 already. Come on.
If you put insurance on that, we're already cashed.
I didn't put insurance. I just put it out for the 5K. So we got Dallin Terry and Grady Dick to sweat, baby. Let's go.
That's going to be fun. Oh, man, if we can start that off with a freaking quote, Trent Green Goblin. I don't know if he's trademarked that, but that'd be nice to start that out on Underdog with 5 for 5. Let's not get our hopes up. Knock on wood.
Man. Let's go ahead and do you want to talk about the Spurs or Hornets anymore? Or do you want to move on to the Kings?
Hornets, if you want to play roulette with them, fine. Nick Smith, great scorer. Bognet's a great scorer. McGowan's a great scorer. They're all 3 the same to me. if you want to play the roulette game in large field, like for Rubio, I definitely think maybe you have a rule where 10-year lineups have one of the Charlotte guys no more than one. And if one gets hot, they're going to post like 35, 40 fantasy points. And I'm sure every night one of these guys will do well. But there's not really one that's priced to where I was like, oh, man, he could really break the slate, because I think they're all going to eat into each other just enough.
Yeah, 100%. I'm kind of with you. Max of one between like all these guards, especially, and throwing Kai Jones too. I'm a little fanboy over him just a little bit. Let's go ahead and break it down.
Felix said it, but Amari Bailey did have a good game. The last one, the UCLA guy. So if you want to be contrarian your 4K option there, but like I said, it's pretty risky. I guess I would say that, I mean, PPV wise, maybe Bailey is the best option on Charlotte, but I'm not forcing it.
All right, let's go on to Hawks now. Kurt, we got a lock for the King. Not a lock, I should say. That's too aggressive, but Niehaus.
No, it's not, because in games that he's played and not left, he has smashed every single time. Now, look, we've had some injuries. We've had random DMPs. But no, in games that he started and completed, he's never not crushed. Ever. Kada is the lock.
All right, bet.
Utah State legend.
Kurt, just for you, I'm going to highlight Kada green, a bright green on the Summer League projection sheet.
And if he gets hurt, I mean, sorry. Yeah, let's go Glock.
Boom. There we go. Kurt, go ahead and take it down here now for the Sacramento Kings real quick. Anyone else you're interested in? I'm wearing a Xavier shirt. I don't know much about Colby Jones in this game, though. I mean, I'm just kind of worried about the rotation in general.
You got Solly Boom, too. So I think the Keegan thing definitely bumps up Jones's usage. I mean, he gets up some more shots. I think Solly Boom, if you're running 50 in the main like you are, I think I would want to get a little bit of taste of Solly Boom, because we don't really know what's going to happen without Keegan as far as shots goes. I think those are two guys that have prime chance to get more shots. You can say Kessler Edwards, and that's fine, but like, he's already been doing a lot. I don't see how much more usage he could really take on without Keegan. So I expect his usage to kind of be the same, which is why I'm a little bit hesitant in paying 8K. So I really think like Keon Ellis will get more shots up. He's more shooting reliant though, whereas Kobe Jones and Solly Boom aren't as much. So let's just say tomorrow morning when I wake up, because I'm definitely not going to make it past like midnight, I wouldn't be surprised to see Kobe Jones or Solly Boom put up like 30 fantasy points and at 2% ownership. And then on the other side for Atlanta, starters are going to be massive for this one, but Tyrese Martin is someone I put in the playbook and highlighted. I like his game. Guy from out of UConn. NBA vet, definitely something to monitor. And that's really about it for that. Kobe Buffkin, I'm not really a Kobe Buffkin guy. He's long. He can do some stuff, but I don't know. I'm AJ Griffin. I'd much rather play AJ Griffin, who I think is going to be their focal point today. And they're going to have him doing some playmaking stuff, just not being a spot shooter. So AJ Griffin will be in my secondary main.
Yeah, AJ Griffin, I mean, an NBA talent, a guy who got NBA minutes, a guy we played in the NBA season on DFS just regularly. I mean, he's a guy when the guys were out, he stepped up, and he's going to step up tonight because he's the best player on the court, honestly. I'm looking at it here. I mean, he's going to be the best player on the court. He's going to know it. I got him pegged for a high projection. I actually got him in my main team right now. Like, I don't see how you can really go away from him. In the mid-tier. I definitely understand if you want to go higher up and stuff, but I do think it's a fair projection. He grades very highly on a lot of the optimizers and stuff too. Tyrese Martin, there's a guy he starts and stuff. It's the fact that this game is late that makes it a little bit tricky. But, yeah, you know how it is, Kurt. I mean, if these guys are starting, they'll have more interest. Kobe Buffkin, same way. I think he'll definitely start. But AJ Griffin's my favorite play by far in this game outside of Keta. Anyone else you want to touch on real quick while I finish up my WNBA teams?
As far as this game goes, I think I mentioned it, but Keon Ellis can get hot. He'll probably throw up some shots. I think last year the first game in summer league, it seems like the past 2 years, the first game is always the Keon Ellis game. Let's see, last year it was, oh wow, he actually did good in all the games. But maybe the year before that, it seems like the first game he always crushes because he gets hot. He must like those Vegas nets or rims or whatever the hell it is. If Cabin Jelly starts, definitely. Guys, I mean, these are the starters for the Hawks are massive because they have some ballers and they have some guys who could definitely kind of break the slate open a little bit. So if you can kind of backload and hope that there's no overtimes or nothing and the games are on time, we get some news. There could be some slate breaking starters for the Hawks.
Yeah, 100%, man. Let me go ahead and check out the last game here as well. It's Warriors and Lakers, of course. So the Warriors, they have a little bit of talent, but they also have a big question mark with Trace Jackson Davis. You think that they are saving him. They blamed it on his hammy. He didn't have a contract signed and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. Now he's with the Warriors, and you're expecting him to play tonight, but there's a decent chance he might not suit up. And even then, the Warriors are a little bit gross. No guy above 30 in these projections.
Yeah, so I think he plays. It was a mix of probably saving the hamstring, probably wasn't 100%, probably like 80. He signed the contract, I think, 3 hours before tip. I'm not sure if they expected that to get done that fast, maybe. But all day he wasn't really prepping to play because they hadn't signed the contract. They signed it before. Okay, why not? We're not going to go out there and rush you out to play. But yeah, so I do think he plays. I think it's huge GPP upside type of play that no one's going to be on because he's not played. No one's really touting him. Trace, I mean, you can kind of backload too. Like you have the guys from the Atlanta game. If news breaks and you see us over there, we can just go, okay, I'll leave 1,200. I'll play the 4K Atlanta guy that can also crush. And then you got pivots down here like Cole Swider. How much is Swider? Swider's 3,700. Leave 500. Be able to switch to Swider. Like there's multiple things you can do to play Jackson Davis as your backload, and then you have multiple ways to get out and play someone else. As far as one more other guy Santos has looked really good to me. I have him in the pool today. B-Pods is fine. He's just a little bit too expensive. And then for the Lakers side, love Colin Castleton. Jones was DNP, which is why they saw like 33 minutes. Even in 20 minutes, so I think CC 4,400 is perfectly fine. The block upside's awesome. And Cole Swider I can't pay like 8K for Christie or JHS, but I will pay 8.5 for LJ Fig and hope to God he doesn't play 22 minutes again. That guy's been a summer league.
LJ over Christie, I'm surprised.
Huh?
You like LJ over Christie?
Have you watched him play?
I mean, I've watched Christie play. I played him a few times because he was always min price on Showdown and stuff. But we NBA minutes last year. I always value that. If they played NBA minutes, he got another year to rest, another year to bulk up. I mean, it bodes well, and he looked good in those first 2 games.
If you're playing Christie, it's a minutes thing. If you tell me LJ plays within 2 minutes of Christie, I'm telling you he outscores him by like 12 fantasy points.
Fair enough.
But Christie does. I think he's played 30 plus both games, so that's the only issue there. I just think LJ is a lot better fantasy player.
For sure. Now
I hate Michigan State guys though, so they're just the DFS. They're just all cucks.
Let's go ahead and field any questions from the chat. Feel free to put them into the YouTube chat. Anyone as well. Castleton too, as Ryan.
Love Castleton. He's my main.
Yeah, Castleton. I have him hitting a lot here. I'm actually going to.
You can. I'm sorry, I just keep interrupting you, but you plug in Castleton, and like I said, if we get Atlanta news, I'll plug. Cabin Jelly starting. Okay, I'll just switch off Castleton. I'll go play Cabin Jelly. Tyrese Martin's there. There's much things you can do. So I like plugging in Castleton and see what news comes.
I'm going to hit the lock button on Duke. I'm just going to hit that right now.
You hit the lock button on Duke and Kada. I don't see why it's so hard.
Kada, I mean, there's a lot of guys kind of in that lower 20s who could outscore him. I still get 60% though. But Duke, I'm going to hit that hammer time.
Yeah.
I'm going to max Wemby at 10%. So my highest exposed right now is Duke, Branham, Mobley, Ketta, Sharp, and then Wesley. Do you mind stacking Wesley with Branham?
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm definitely playing one, like at least one.
That's
but
fine.
I think two is perfectly cool because they've not really. I figured Eric Stevenson would have a larger role, but he really hasn't. So I think we proceed as if it's a 3-headed monster with those 3 guys.
Kurt, you got a favorite under 4,800. Outside Duke and Ketta would be 1 and 2, I'd assume. But anyone else?
I'll say Castleton for now. Jabari Walker's there too. I like both of them almost equally. I'm just edging out Castleton because I kind of want the rush of like that late Hawks news, which is why I'm going Castleton. Blake Wesley's 4,700. I love him. Obviously, I'm assuming he's kind of asking for someone we've not really mentioned yet. But yeah, I'll say Jabari Walker and Castleton.
Awesome. Now I'll go ahead and filter out these other questions too. Sorry, jamming 100 lineups on 2 different slates combined. Oh wait, here I don't want to skip Stephen Coy. Sorry, Carnage. Griffin over Santos is last piece. I would assume,
Yeah, for sure. If you got the $800, give me that.
All right, Champagne versus AJ Griffin. Don't care on the price. I'm AJ Griffin's side if AJ Griffin starts, obviously.
Yeah, you know what? Give me AJ. It feels safer.
Yeah, it definitely feels safer. Champagne will, I mean, Wemby being there hurts just a bit, no matter how many minutes it is.
I also think if you're playing Champagne, you're doing it because there's going to be a lot lower ownership, whereas AJ is going to be like 35 plus.
100%. Wesley or Castleton? Have Branham. I am on Wesley, but I don't mind Castleton. I'm assuming you're the same.
Yeah. What time does the Spurs game start?
10:30 or 11. No, 9.
Yeah, plug in Wesley and then see if Wesley's a lot safer. Play Wesley.
All right. Do we play Shitty Mobley? Yes, we do, Mikey. We do.
Sadly, yeah, because the Cleveland roster is really bad. Walker and Jabari Smith or Kata Wemby. I'm not playing Wemby at all. Not even a single lineup. I was going to play one out of like 30, and I decided not to because I'm no pussy. No Wemby for me. So give me numero uno.
Do we have starters in the first game, Kurt?
Doubtful. Because no, we should have Minnesota game in forever ago. Our Eastern
That one
Scoot
might get.
starting. We don't have starters yet for the first one, Steve. Oh wait, he's at a.
This is fun, blitzing through these entries as fast as I can.
Let me just type it. I'll look for the starters while you're doing your
100%. Any other questions popping in? Let's see if I can get one real quick. You guys like Easton more than Jabari? For me, I have him barely projected a little bit different. I do prefer Easton.
It's so close, and like I can't sit up here and tell you which one I think is going to score more. They're both. I think that's kind of we can only give you so much. It's kind of a decision you got to make for yourself. Maybe go by what player you like more or something. And anyone who tells you that they correctly can tell you which guy does better tonight, they're straight lying to your face. So make that decision for yourself.
I'm going to go ahead and kind of echo that thought. I mean, they're both guys who had very valuable NBA minutes. The only reason why I'm on Eason a little bit more is the small forward eligibility and a very high rebound rate.
For sure. The same question could be asked for Scoot and Sharp too.
Yes.
Scoot and Huff good plays for first game. Huff is more of like a game stack type of play for me, but I think he's super contrarian. I think he's only for the game stacks though. So if you're stacking that game, Huff's a good option, and then hope that game goes nutty like the 90 to 100 type games we've seen in the Cali Classic already. So they're totally fine plays, Blake.
All right. You guys, Scoot and Huff, good plays for the first.
JSU, we got JSU appearance. Why is no one locking Kata? Look at me. Lock Kata. All of you, just stop it. Stop with this bullshit. He's a lock. When he plays and he finishes the game, the dude's going to go for 40. And he's 4K. Stop pussyfooting around. You lock Kata in. This is not financial advice, but fuck it, it is.
Days was he should be starting, right? He should.
Wait, what? What the? Wait. Oh, he should be. Yeah. So yeah. I'm sorry, Huff. Yeah, you're right, Blake. Huff starting.
Okay. Yeah, that was confused for a second. Kennedy Chandler, sneaky. Yeah, I kind of got to mention a little bit. Thoughts on Brandon and Wesley together. We're cool with it. And 2 center builds with Huff and Kata. Those were good too. Jamming in these teams real quick. Boom. I'm gonna go ahead. Boom. All right, Kurt, let's go, baby. Come on now. All right.
Whoa, we're locked. I'm getting my lines like 3 o'clock. I didn't change shit.
Whew. All right, let's go ahead and check in. Any other questions that you guys want to? You're damn right. Gets winner.
That's how you got down here.
Yeah, so it's all because of the bucket hat.
Love it. So can we see the start? Do we know? Did the NBA put them up?
I didn't see. Here, you go ahead and check that. I'm going to check our boy down when Terry is doing. Oh, God, the first game couldn't start off worse.
Why? Was he miss every shot? Oh, man, they did not put out anything yet.
The first game was at least the most predictable, I think.
Oh, he's 0 for 3, but he's got stats, though.
2 steals. Or Grady Dick, 2 steals.
I mean, NBA's on God all morning. This NBA app or the NBA website has been just clunky as hell, bro.
Yep.
I can't load shit. Their top 3 player locks: David Duke, Kata, and one of the Spurs guys, Branham, Champagne, or Wesley. Those are my 3 locks. Gavin, I'm telling you, I'm struggling to make it till 12. It's going to be rough. Shout out Gavin. I hope you played that college lineup that was discussed earlier, Gavin.
Is this the one that you mentioned, Kurt? Your top 3
Yeah.
players?
So David Duke, Kata, and then one of the Spurs.
Sharp and Scoot similar percentages. Nice. Let's see this.
I wonder if everyone ran them together. I did. I'm a pussy. The game stack, you could have done that though, and just. Oh yeah.
WNBA fucking lineups. Trying to check one of the ownership. Oh, Gavin.
Yeah, there was like an all college lineup that was really, really sexy. The only I think it was Scoot was the only non-college guy, but it was tasty. Any interest in Jalen Wilson? I'm honest to God, if that's Kansas Jalen Wilson, I had no idea he was in the pool. So
yeah, I gave him a low 20 projection, I think.
Where's he even at? He wasn't even on my. Oh, for Brooklyn. Oh, yeah. The only issue there is I have a 4K lock in Brooklyn already, so I didn't need to look. It's Cleveland Brooklyn, my least favorite game on the slate. Yeah, if he kills me 1%, he kills me. But I'm not going to play 2 4K guys on it in a game I don't like. That's the only issue there.
Yeah, 3%, Sharp 38%, Tari Eason 36%, Keon Johnson 8%, Jabari Smith clocking in at 16%. That's surprising.
So Marcus has 10-8 left after all the studs locked. You got 10-8, and we don't have Murray. I'm not playing him, Marcus, but I guess you just play Victor and hope he sees 18 extremely, extremely efficient minutes. Or you leave salary, but just play Victor. Screw it. I'm not, though. But
I capped it at 10% Victor just in case.
Yeah, because the next guy you guess Brandon Miller, but I think
I would go Brandon Miller, you'll at least get minutes, right? You just missed the boat on Jabari Smith, Tari Eason, and Shaden Sharp.
I'll go Miller.
Yeah, I think Miller.
He's going to play like 30 plus.
Well, Kurt, anything else you want to share for the people?
We'll be back every day doing these. Can't wait. As it goes on, even more edge we'll get, guys setting out, stuff like that. We got Clock Guy, shout out Clock Guy, coming in 10 o'clock, coming in on the 10th when shit really starts hitting the fan. He sent me a schedule, so we'll know where arena he will be at, stuff like that. So excited to get after it. Ruby, I appreciate you being an octopus and coming on. I thank everyone for watching. Good luck tonight.
Good luck, everyone. Have a great rest of y'all's day, and be back tomorrow. Bye-bye.